Manchester United is interested in bringing Paul Mitchel to the club of Manchester United and getting him off his jobs from Monaco to bring him at Manchester United as the sporting director of Manchester United. For everyone who doesn't understand what sporting director is all about, he's the entire overseer of every sporting project happening at Manchester United. That means he'll be heading every football activity at Old Trafford. Transfers, who is the manager, the academy, the women's team, and everything that is really into that. And United is really looking at this player, at this sporting director. It's not the first time I've been linked to him. We first got linked to Paul Mitchel when Ralf Rangnick was here, when they were seen together seated watching the reserve team game of Manchester United in the Champions League, I think at the stadium where this United team really plays from. I think we're going to play Atletico Madrid, and they saw him too. They saw Ralf Rangnick with Paul Mitchel, and they asked Ralf Rangnick, "Are you trying to convince Paul Mitchel to come to Old Trafford?" He said, "No, he's just my friend, and he has been with me for a very long time." So welcome to United Matters channel, and Rock and David is my name. Kobbie Maino has been given a new contract by the board of Manchester United and has been approved by Erik ten Hag. We are going to get to know what it means for United to go ahead and really give him a new contract. Has he gone ahead to satisfy the manager with his skills that all of us have been seeing for a very long time? That's more in here onto this channel. And lastly, we'll talk about the three new suitors to take over Manchester United. Remember, we only have two as known publicly: Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Qataris. You know them very well from Qatar, the Qatar Investment Fund or Authority. So that is what we are going to discuss onto this channel. And obviously, we'll come here and really talk to you and respond to your questions, because I know you have very many questions to ask about the United side, the players, the transfers, and very many things that are really trying to baffle your mind after that loss too. Why am I calling it a loss always? Obviously, it's a loss because drawing with the Leeds at Old Trafford is a loss to me, but I'm calling it a loss always, not a draw. But it was a draw that saw us lose 2 points when we are playing a team known as Leeds at Old Trafford. So guys, smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto our channel. So guys, I would love to start off with Paul Mitchel. Not so? Let's start off with Paul Mitchel, because most of you might not be knowing Paul Mitchel. Now, who is Paul Mitchel? Paul Mitchel is an English former professional player who played as a defender or midfielder. He's currently the sporting director of AS Monaco. As a player, Mitchel began playing with youth teams of Man City and Wigan Athletic, making his senior debut with them later. Now, after that, he really went ahead to start to do what we call the sporting job, the sporting directing job. And he has been really elite in his job. To bring you up to speed, there are certain players that he really brought into the Premier League and scouted. For Southampton, he brought them Dusan Tadic. And for Spurs, he worked for Southampton and he worked for Spurs too. And at Southampton, he brought Sadio Mane. He scouted Sadio Mane. At Tottenham Hotspur, Song Heung-min, Dele Alli, Kylian Trippier, Hovey Anderveld, that defender that used to play in the central defense of Spurs during the era of Pochettino. So he's that man that we're talking about. He's a very good scout, proven, and no one doubts his job at any club where he goes. Then at Monaco, the likes of Tchouaméni are his products. I think, is it even Eden Hazard? Is it the one who even scouted Eden Hazard? If at all I'm not mistaken. So he is a man who really scouts players. And where does he play in a benefit, if at all this deal is executed? One, Ten Hag suffered a lot in his first transfer summer at Manchester United. Do you know why? He's having a lot of incompetent people on the job. At Ajax, he had Edwin van der Sar and Mark Overmars. Edwin van der Sar is the CEO. Mark Overmars is the sporting director of Ajax. Sorry, he was because he was really relieved of his duties after being involved into cases of really raping a woman or sexually assaulting a woman. But he had competent people ahead of him. He comes at Manchester United. It's the reverse of what was at Ajax. The CEO came out and told the fans at the pub before we went into the transfer window that he's not going to see himself involved into footballing activities at the club of Manchester United. That's what he said. After that, he told them that he's going to let the footballing people to manage footballing stuff, meaning that Richard Arnold, the CEO of Manchester United, is not interested in what is going on football-wise. He has people he trusts to do the job, but are they really good on the job? His only aim is to let them know that we're having a budget of £200 million to spend, so do negotiations, and then I'll approve the fee that the team is requesting for us to go on and really get. If we are selling a player and the valuation is okay, he'll sell him and get us the money in. That's his role at the club of Manchester United. But when you look at the person responsible for the signings and the head of footballing activities at Manchester United, John Mata, he's really important. He's incompetent. He can't do his job well. That's it. He can't do his job well. That's why you see it that we are into this Paul Mitchel situation. And if at all Paul Mitchel comes in at Old Trafford, it will be a very huge signing, and Ten Hag will enjoy his spell at Manchester United. Reason being, this guy is proven at his job and will bring us players on a cheap that are really great. Let me show you how good this player is. Sorry, how good Paul Mitchell is when I'm really comparing the two situations. One, he's a friend of Ralf Rangnick, but Ralf Rangnick is not, they do almost the same job. Sporting directors. Ralf Rangnick was a sporting director in Moscow, and Paul Mitchell is also sporting director. Now, Ralf Rangnick had given us players to sign in the January transfer window on a chip. At a budget of 50 million euros, we could get the following players. One, Enzo Fernandez. He was available for 15 million euros. Julian Alves from River Plate was available at 18 million euros. That is 34 million euros. Ekanji was available at 17 million euros. Those are 50 million euros. At 50 million euros, we could get in three players. If I told you take off a Kanji, we could have gotten ourselves Sabitzer, because he also recommended United. He also recommended United to sign Sabitzer. You get? He recommended United to sign Sabitzer. So after recommending to sign Sabitzer, Sabitzer crossed from Leipzig to Bayern Munich in the summer at 12 million euros. So if we had gone in hard for him, we would have gotten the player. But the board let him down. All the players, the Konrad Lemers of this world that he hinted about, are really being wanted by big teams. These players have made huge moves to other clubs. Now, imagine us having gotten Enzo Fernandez, Julian Alves, and Sabitzer, or Konrad Lema in the summer, in the January transfer window of 2022. How would it have been at Manchester United? You get? So, this is the role of a sporting director, and that's why Paul Mitchell is really needed, because he has the same eye test as Ralf Rangnick. When you're having a sporting director at Manchester United, Ten Hag will just go ahead and do his job, because the sporting director will always be knowing the kind of players that the manager wants. Now, when you look at John Mata, he is really green about signing players. Which players has he signed that are going to be the next big thing at the club? Let's go back before Ten Hag comes in here, because all the signings we made under Eric Ten Hag have been recommended by Eric Ten Hag. But what is the role of the sporting director? The sporting director backed the signing of Angel Di Maria. When the manager never wanted Angel Di Maria, the sporting director said, let's bring him on. Secondly, when the manager, Louis van Gaal, never wanted Angel Di Maria, he sanctioned that deal to happen. The likes of Falcao's of this world, the Edson Cavani's of this world, look at the signings he was making as a sporting director. Even Freddie, coming in from Shakhtar, it was a decision made by the sporting director of Manchester United, that is John Mata, and the CEO Ed Woodward. They made a decision to sign the player because Man City were going in for him. So by then, we are acting like Chelsea. Chelsea never had a sporting director or scouts. They just went in for players that were being wanted by their rivals. That's what Chelsea has been doing this winter transfer window, rivaling players that other teams are really wanting to sign. That has been their, those have been their dues that they did. So the incompetence at the club of Manchester United is being brought up by not having the right people on the job. To get the right people on the job, you need to get a quality sporting director, and that is Paul Mitchell. I'm excited about this. If we can really land him and bring him at the club of Manchester United, that will be music to my ears. I'll be dancing to it, and I'll be smiling from ear to ear, beaming with joy because of Paul Mitchell, because Paul Mitchell is out of this world. And Erik ten Hag himself, I think excitement will be flowing through his aortas. You know why? Ten Hag is virtually doing the job of a sporting director at Manchester United. All these players we bring in, it's Ten Hag that really scouted them. Even in the January transfer window, he wanted Cody Gakpo. The sporting director wouldn't be able to do his job. We wanted Joao Felix. He failed. And what Ten Hag did was to look around and get in a player on loan, that is Weghorst. After Weghorst, he wanted a midfielder after Eriksson got injured. But however much Eriksson had not yet gotten injured, he was pestering the board to go on and really get him another player in the midfield who can play in the advanced position of the midfield. They were adamant and they kept their stance. It was not until we saw ourselves get an injury of Eriksson that they said, all right, let's get in one. But he had recommended very many. Weston McKennie in the midfield of Leeds, in the midfield of the team of Leeds that drew with us yesterday, that played really well with Adams, was one of those players that Erik ten Hag recommended to the board. And the board said, no, we are not going to sign him. You get? Because he knew that the rest of the things can be rose at Manchester United. But if at all you don't have a player who can play like Casemiro, all close to Casemiro, then our season might really be written off or fall off. So, all those players, Sabitzer being scouted, it's Ten Hag that really goes. So that means we are having a sporting director who is green about the job he's doing. He's totally green about the job he's doing, and we need to get in another sporting director immediately. And with the rumors going around, all the confirmations that we are having new owners interested in signing or taking over Manchester United, I believe they will know what a competent club should be looking like. They'll have to go ahead and maybe sign the best footballing CEO ever, maybe get Van der Sar in here for you. They'll get the best sporting director over to oversee every sporting activity at Old Trafford. Paul Mitchell is willing to come in through. You get the scouts. Everything needs to change. You get? So, if the Qatari investments are coming in through to take over Manchester United, I'll be 100% joyous. I'll be in a jovial mood. Do you know why? These people are the ones running PSG. They're having a sporting director. Let me see here. Who is the sporting director of PSG? Sporting director. Is it Ocampos? I think he's, is it Campos? Very, very, very reputable French guy who is really good at doing that job. And he's the sporting director of PSG. So they know how a club should be run, and they know who should be at the helm of the club, who should be at the helm of the sporting activities taking around Manchester United. I believe if they are really given the job of being the new owners of Manchester United, I think the only person that can survive is Richard Arnold, for him to really go ahead and really stabilize everything at the club, like the financial things, blah, 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 blah. But I believe if we get new owners who are competent, John Mata, who is acting as the football director at Manchester United, has no job. He's going to be sacked. He's going to be sacked because he has been incompetent on his job ever since he came in from Everton. Imagine Everton with David Moyes to come to Manchester United. Now, the level at which we are, as Manchester United, we don't need people who are learning on the job. We don't need such. We need people who have gone ahead to do this somewhere else and excelled, bringing them with a magnitude of expertise at the club. But it looks like the appetite of this guy known as Paul Mitchell is really high to join the Premier League. And we are facing competition from Liverpool. And when you look at Liverpool, their project is really shrinking. The technical director is leaving. It's rumored that he's coming to Manchester United. And very many other people that have been helping Jurgen Klopp do his job well at the club of Liverpool are really leaving. So that's why Liverpool and Manchester United are really wanting to sign this player. And the story has been brought us by Jackie Tabolt, football correspondent at transfer.com, Times, Mirror, Guardian, etc. Meaning that he's having some good and close sources as far as these stories are concerned. So Paul Mitchell is wanted by Manchester United, but I believe not in the spirit of John Mata still present. If John Mata is still present, he cannot accept to bring in a person who is more experienced than him. He did it with Ralf Rangnick, and you know what happened? After Ralf Rangnick came out and said that United needs an open surgery. That's it. An open heart surgery is what is needed at Manchester United to get the club back to where it's supposed to be. And he called for 7, 8, or 10 players to be brought in at the club of Manchester United. Players on the first contract, known in the age of 27 or 8 or 30, players that are in their early 20s and mid-20s. They are the ones who was recommending for the job, for the board. And because John Mata saw to it that this man was taking over his job, and he sacked him. And obviously, what catalyzed the sacking of Rangnick was that on the pitch, he never got in results that everyone thought would have been good for the club of Manchester United. So, if at all he had gotten good results, I think John Mata would have found himself below Ralf Rangnick at the club right now. But Ralf Rangnick is really one of those that we missed a lot because he had a very good eye of sporting players. Now, let's leave at that. Let's leave that at that. All right. Thank you. I'm having Charlie Mazabuka. Thank you very much for watching in through. I'm going to come in through and really talk about your thoughts about the new club or the new owners of Manchester United. Now, let's go to the new boy, Kobbie Maino. You know him very well. 17 years of age, nearly making 18. He has signed a new deal with Manchester United. And after him signing a deal, he has gone ahead and really posted onto his Instagram that amazing few weeks for me and my family. Really pleased to sign a long-term contract with this special club, continuing to work hard and taking everything step by step. Now, this boy is really hardworking and looks like he has overtaken Zidane Iqbal in the pecking order of Erik ten Hag, because most of the games he has been making it to the bench, and Zidane Iqbal has not been making it to the bench. This is Ten Hag. I think this is another manager of Manchester United. And this is Kobbie Maino, the guy who is really good and very, very good. This boy is really a joy to watch. He makes you get off your seat. That is Kobbie Maino putting pen to paper, and he was with his family. I think this is father, mother, sister, and very many others joined him to see to it that he puts pen to paper. And what an achievement for him, because this contract, I think, is going to be long enough, as I'm going to read you the results from this contract and why they gave him this contract from the website of Manchester United. Then I'm going to come in and really dissect what they really told this man. Now, United went ahead to put out a very good post about the signing of the new contract for this young boy known as, I think he's a teenager. They said, Mainoo signs new United contract. That is what United put up. And they told us the following, that Manchester United midfielder Kobbie Maino has signed a new long-term contract at the club. Mainoo is another product of the club's outstanding academy side and is one of the 8 graduates to play for the first team this season. The 17-year-old has featured in different competitions in 2023, in 2020-2023, making his full debut in the Carabao Cup against Charlton and his second appearance in the FA Cup against Reading. That is it. Then he has been named in Erik ten Hag's match day squad for 6 Premier League games too. That's it. Kobbie has also represented the under-18s and under-21s, putting in strong performances in the Papa John's Trophy against Carlisle United, Fleetwood Town, and Wolverhampton Wanderers. The midfielder who joined the club at the age of 9 has played for England up to the level of under-18. Mainoo will be looking to hone his talent behind the scenes and maintain his development at the club in the coming months and years. That's what the club has really gone ahead to put up as far as Kobbie Maino is really concerned for the club of Manchester United. Now, I'm having my men from, I'm having Wamani Sam, all right? You're telling me that, yeah, good news. We fans need to hear, all right? Thank you for watching in. Then I'm having Charlie Mazabuka. Ragnick was really going to be the best sporting director for United. Mainoo is the next Paul Ebide Pogba, but not in character. He plays so well beyond his age at 17. Yeah, I believe Mainoo is really one of those players that you look at and really admire. He's a Paul Pogba type of player, but not character. And Ten Hag has been rooting for these players. Kobbie Maino, Zidane Iqbal, Charlie Savage on loan, and very many others from the academy side, and they are really playing very, very well. So for him, I believe he has a very high ceiling ahead of him. His trajectory is really doing great. His talent is out of this world. I believe he has a lot of talent in him. This is why I tell these players how blessed they are. You know, sometimes you ask yourself why certain things happen, and God has drawn a plan for these boys. Look, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer comes in, gets only Mason Greenwood and Brandon Williams, I think, from the academy, and Twanzebe. I think he promoted Brandon Williams and Greenwood. So after promoting them, everything really looked good for them. But Ten Hag comes in through. He is really getting in players who are really even 17 years of age. Zidane Iqbal is 19. Charlie Savage, 19. Kobbie Maino, 17. And very many others is really trying to groom from the academy and train with the first team so that they really make it to the levels of Manchester United. Because he has a plan that in the next 2-3 years, because he told us that he's not here for a short time, he's here for a long time, he wants to bring in players at the club of Manchester United to stay here for long. Kobbie Maino is really a player that you would love to keep at Manchester United always. Well handled by the manager, Erik ten Hag. At the age of 17, it shows you that Ten Hag has really seen him as one of the best talents at the club of Manchester United. Remember, when Ten Hag came in through, the first talent he spotted that was really great was Zidane Iqbal. He said Zidane Iqbal is the best passer of the ball at Carrington. From nowhere, there comes a player called Mainoo who has taken over Kobbie, who has taken over Zidane Iqbal. That's it. So it shows you how good and important this guy is for the team of Manchester United. The manager's really going to go ahead and really say, let's get this guy on. Now, I'm having Charlie Mazabuka, obviously, watching in from Zambia. Thank you for watching in. Then Gordon Muhwezi from Uganda. Then I'm having Aliguma Anoline. I believe he will thrive under Erik ten Hag. Obviously, he's going to thrive. Look at how Garnacho is thriving. Amidst him missing chances, but he's a very good player. And it's always good to have a player like Garnacho at the age of 18, finding himself in scoring positions like those, meaning that when he masters the art or the craft of concentrating in front of goal and putting the ball in the back of the net, then it's going to be a deadly one also. So that's why I believe it's good to be having young players who have been really groomed very well and to pass through every process, because perfection doesn't come immediately. It's a series of short perfections that lead into a sincere or a wholesome perfection. Now, let's talk about the people who are really willing to take over Manchester United. Before I go there, I would like to add something about Kobbie Maino and Dan Ickbat Manchester United. It's a gesture being portrayed out by Erik ten Hag that I want to take United back to the old days. United is a team that always got players from its academy and bought young players that are going to be the next big thing in the world. Let me take you through the players that United got from the academy and we went ahead to do lots of things. Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, Gary Neville, David Beckham, John O'Shea, Darren Fletcher, Danny Welbeck. Who else? Rodrigo Posibon, Makeda, Andreas Pereira, and very many others. But the problem we had was that we had no connection between the academy and the first team. If you want to really get players from the academy to come through and fit into the starting 11 of your team, or make a breakthrough from the academy to the first team, you must have drawn exactly a clear path that has the same style of play, such that these players, they can come in and fit exactly in the system that you play at the top level. That's what Ten Hag is drawing here at Manchester United, that we are all excited about. That is it. So let's wait and see how Ten Hag is going to go ahead and really get in more players from the academy, but it looks like very many are really coming in through, and very many are really benefiting from the coming in of Erik ten Hag. Then Charlie Mazabuka, we just need the Qatari family to come and buy United. It's not only the one, guys, smash the like button, smash the like button. We're having 40 people watching in and only 13 have smashed the like button. Smash the like button to 40 guys. Now, this question, all this reaction or opinion from Charlie Mazabuka is taking me to the story that I'd planned to conclude this video with of the new takeover of Manchester United. There is a story that has really coming through from Martin Zgela. He's a chief sports reporter for the Times, and he has really told us the following, that as well as interest from big American investments are also claims of possible bids for Manchester United from countries such as China and Singapore, in addition to the Middle East. Meaning that right now we are having the Qataris from Middle East, people from China want to buy United, people from Singapore want to buy United, the American investors wants to buy United, plus Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Now, we are having 5 people, all 5 suitors that want to take over Manchester United. That is good news. That is good news. And I believe if there is any sporting fraternity that is really having the most number of fans in the world, see nowhere further than Manchester United. I saw a video when United were really taking their bid to South Africa to become their shirt sponsor of next season, because they cut ties with TeamViewer, and they really had a presentation that indicated how United has close to 1 billion supporters in the world, and those numbers are really visible. They are really explainable. They are really calculated, and they are really active. So no one wouldn't like to take over a club like Manchester United. And it's good to see that we are having 5 investors coming in through the Qataris, Chinese, people coming in from Singapore, obviously Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and investors coming in from America. Whether they are going to form a consortium, I don't know what they're all about, but it's all about them wanting to take over Manchester United. Then he has told us that is Martin Zgela, that insiders insist serious interest in buying United is more limited than the Glazers hoped, certainly at a present price tag of between 6 billion and 8 billion. Now, the appetite is known as far as many thought that it's going to see close to 10 people coming in through to buy the club. And I know why it's happening like that. Do you know why? The reason is simple. These people willing to take Manchester United are willing to pay the amount of money that the Glazers are really wanting to buy, but most of them are between 4.5 billion to 5 billion pounds. The Glazers are calling in for 6 or 8 billion pounds. That's what they want, meaning that their pricing has really took out very many people. Even look at Chelsea. Chelsea was available for like 2.3 billion pounds, but how many came in through and really put in a bid? But here, 5 are ready to put the bid, and the deadline is going to be next Friday for all bids to go through to see to it that they get the new owner of the club of Manchester United. But the biggest beneficiaries are with the fans of Manchester United, because one will say the Glazers are going to benefit a lot because they bought us on date, and we are having them take away or walk away from the club with over 6 billion. But our club is going to be saved. Our club is going to be saved from these vultures, the Glazers that have been milking us dry every time. United has never gotten an extra push from the Glazers to put or inject money to help us out. All the money United has been using to sign players has been gotten from the club of Manchester United. It shows you how rich we've been. But who have really taken us from the levels of how they are supposed to be is the Glazers. Trust me, United, if they get new owners, sorry about that. If we get new owners who can come in and really sign players that Ten Hag is really wanting, and they really eradicate people who are really toxic at the club and bring in people that are really elite at the job, I believe we are going to be up there in the sky rejoicing, getting ourselves back to the winning ways, because I trust in Erik Ten Hag is one of those that has gone ahead to really change around very many teams. And this team of United will be changed a lot if at all new owners coming in through and really getting a new owner. Then we are having Aino Mogishawili. I'm watching you live in Kabale. Thank you for watching in from Kabale. Then Aliguma, imagine Vandasa as CEO and Ragnik as sporting director. Obviously, that would be magnificent. That would be magnificent. Very, very good, because all of those people are really experienced at their job and they've really shown results for doing that job. Do you think the Qatar bid will work out? The Qatar bid might work out, but depending on how they execute it, because they already own a football team that goes by the names of PSG in Europe, and that's not accepted to own 2 teams in Europe, because when it comes to playing the Champions League, 1 team will be out. So I believe the Qatar investment are only planning to get 1 or 2 of its members to come in through and buy Manchester United under a private ownership, not under Qatar investment. But let's wait and see how everything is going on and really pan out. But it will be good to have them in, because they already know how to run a football club. They are doing it at PSG. They know how the hierarchy of the club should be. So it will be good having them at the club of Manchester United. Then we are having Michael Sebunya. This is your number 13 fan streaming live from KSA, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's it. KSA, that's it. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, right? Thank you for watching in, Michael Sebunya. It's always nice having you on this channel. Then I'm having Cozy A. I believe the Qatari can bid everyone out. Yeah, they have a lot of money, but will they dance to the tunes of the Glazers? Because if a bidding war starts to happen, the Glazers would love that a lot. They would love that a lot, because they will know that they're really trying to do the needful and really get themselves in the levels they want to get the money. That's it. That's what they want. But I don't believe that if there is any wealthier suitor than the Qatari. That's it. Qatari is at $338 billion. That's it. So getting close to 6 or 7 billions and really paying for United will be peanuts, because the money is going to return. Money is going to return, because more football is being injected in the game of football a lot. When you look at the deal, at the bid that United took to Qatar, that was rejected for them to become our shirt sponsors after Team Vua pulled out, they were wanting a £1 billion deal. £1 billion deal. That's it. That's the amount of money they wanted, meaning that if it was a deal for 5 years, they wanted £200 million per year. So income is going to be here at Manchester United. It's really going to be unmatched. It's really going to be the best club in the world. We are back to winning ways. We are going to be making lots and lots of money. If we've been making close to £700 million per year when we are not winning trophies and nowhere near top 4, that means when we are back to where we are right now, with Ten Hag taking us and getting the backing from the new owners, United will stretch to an income of £1 billion per season. That is really possible. It's really possible because we are having very many fans. If they build a new stadium, obviously it will accommodate close to 15,000 more people. Maybe it can be even a 100,000 seater at Old Trafford. So lots of things to be done for the club of Manchester United. And I believe we are really having a bright future. But the Qataris, as Tokis is telling us, I think they're the wealthiest. And if at all they make a decision that they want to take over the club, no one is going to stop them. And they made out and they've released news through different media outlets that they want this to be done quick. It shows you that they really know how to run the game of football or a football team, because they know if they can't take over United now, it's going to be hard for them to reinforce and get in the right signings that Ten Hag would want in the summer. So what they want is let the takeover be done by March. Then we use these months of April and May to really scout for the players we want, talk to their agents. When the summer transfer window opens, we go full out to sign these players. That's it. That's it. So it shows you how good they are, that they want to take the club immediately. They don't want to see this takeover happen in May, to see to it that we don't get ample time to back the manager. Because for them, they very much know that however much you take over a club and you're having lots of money, the most important bit is that what do they execute or portray on the field of play? What they portray on the field of play, if it's negative, your takeover won't make sense to the fans. If it's positive, then your takeover will bring in more money and more fans will come to your side, and more fans mean money. That's it. Then Sauluma Jata, is it Jata? Hey bro, what you from Italy? All right, watching me from Italy. Thank you for watching me from Italy. Thank you, Jota, for watching me from Italy. Then I'm having Ali Guma. Hello, David. If Amazon and Apple came in for United, I believe this takeover will be interesting. I don't believe they're going to come in through. They can't come in through because they are really aiming at different things altogether. I think for them, they would love to take the naming rights of the stadium Old Trafford, like Apple Stadium, like you see Spotify took over the Camp Nou of Barcelona. You get? So I think they'll be so much interested in that other than buying the club. Because for them, having their name in front of a shirt of a club means a lot than owning a club, because there will always be a backlash when you're owning a club like Manchester United. If the team is not playing well, these fans of Manchester United were close to 1 billion, and out of the 1 billion, close to 500 are on social media. They can go ahead and really put out a boycott campaign to buy your merchandise. You wouldn't like such things to happen. So I believe they are so much okay for getting the naming rights of the stadium. They can even get you £1 billion for the naming rights of the stadium. Secondly, they can go ahead and take over the shirt sponsorship and have their name in for the shirt of Manchester United. They can do that. They can do that. Gordon Muhwezi, we need a young striker. That's it. Victor Osimhen, Benjamin Sesko, Goncalo Ramos are those that United are really looking at to sign, and Dusan Vlahovic in the summer. So Ten Hag's priority is to get in an elite number 9 in the summer. Then Jata, I like your job, brother. Thank you for watching in. I also embrace what you guys do, and I would like to express my sincere gratitude, or my singular gratitude, to you all watching in from all over the world. I'm having more lucky Ethan. I wish the Qatar bid work out because we need a revolution of our team. Yes, it's going to depend on who really brings in more money. That's it. Because for the Glazers, it's all about who outbids the other. That's it. That's it. For them, it's all about who brings in more money. If the Qataris bring in more money, they'll take it. If Jim Ratcliffe comes in with more money, he'll take over United. If the Chinese bring in more money, they'll take it over. That's it. Umar Lucky Ethan, Lucky from KSA, thank you for watching in. Another viewer from KSA, thank you for watching in. Then I'm having Michael Sebunya. Yes, it's Kingdom Saudi Arabia, brother. Thank you for your good job you're doing for us, brother. Thank you for watching in. Smash the like button, guys, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. All right, let's go to Tokay ZK. How does the AFP, that is the fair play, that is the football fair play, affect the new owners if new owners can't inject money for players? No. This is how it's going to work out. You know, teams might, do you know why United has always been afraid of really moving on players? Because they don't want to buy players, and the Glazers never wanted to spend money. But if you go out and sell out 7 players, like I've been told, I think I did it was it yesterday, that video where I told you the 7 players that Ten Hag wants to sell out, and their total gross of selling them would be like 200 million pounds. Now, if you get in 200 million pounds and you bring in players and you add in more 200 million pounds, obviously you'll go ahead and really get these players and get this money used. But if you don't move out players and you're not having in new owners who are really suiting or willing to get you money to buy those players you've sold out, then the financial fair play rule will affect us. But if you sell Harry Maguire, Twanze Bay, Phil Jones, Brandon Williams, Scott McTominay, who else? Because I counted like 7 players. Dean Henderson, all those players, put them together, you can get like 200 million pounds, if at all they are well sold. Now, after selling them out and getting in money, you can use that money and the new owners can get you like 150 million pounds to get in new players. So it only affects us if at all we don't move on players, because we've been told that we need to sell to buy. But selling to buy will be different and difficult to make, because if you don't have new owners, you won't sell to buy. And for any elite club, you don't first sell to buy. You have to first buy and then sell. Like those 7 players I've told you, if you have to move them on, to sell Harry Maguire out of Manchester United, you have to first bring in Kim Min-jae or Vadio and then sell Harry Maguire. If you're moving off Scott McTominay to Newcastle at 40 million pounds, you have to first bring in a Frankie de Jong or a Casido or any other player that plays central in the midfield. Then you move on Scott McTominay. So that is where it affects us. But if at all the new owners coming through and they spend close to 300 million pounds, when they know that they are going to sell players worth 200 million pounds going to come back through sales, that is possible. It can be done. It can be done. And secondly, we can get in these sponsors or these new owners, and they really inject in more money through other business associates, like the shirt sponsorship deal. TeamViewer is out. You know that very well. After TeamViewer quitting, that means we need in new owners. Sorry, new sponsor, new shirt sponsors. And you would go ahead and really say, all right, Qatar has some other companies that are really affiliated to, all companies that they hold friendship with. They can come in and tell United, we are going to give you 200 million pounds per season for being your shirt sponsors. It's also possible. And that can work out well for the club of Manchester United. So if we get in people who are competent, the financial fair play rule won't affect us. That's it. The Glazers have messed each and everything up, but I believe we need people who have good history of running clubs. Like you see, the Qataris though they messed it up at PSG, I believe they learned from their mistakes. They cannot mess it up again at Manchester United. And obviously, I believe that cannot affect our transfer window. Then, Michael Sebunya, I wish my team can get Both is a good striker. Taylor Booth, yeah, he's a very good player because he plays in almost every advanced position of the pitch, from the midfield to the forward line. Very good player. I watched him. He plays for Utrecht, not so in the Eredivisie. Plays very well. Very good player that really does a lot to the team. Then Divine Situmbeko, thanks for the good job. All right, thank you for watching in through. Then Cozy A, thanks for clarifying that. Obviously, guys, so thank you very much for watching in through. Smash the like button, comment, and share, and throw more light about it about the financial fair play rule. It's always judged after 5 years. You have to present your books for the past 5 years, and you can work it out well, because if we spend 300 million pounds this summer and we sell players close to 150 million pounds, that means we are not going to go ahead and do that spending spree next season, because Ten Hag would have gotten in the players once. At 300 million pounds, Ten Hag can get in like Victor Osimhen, like at 100 million pounds. Then he gets in Kim Min-jae at 40 million pounds. That's 140 million pounds, meaning that we'll be left with 160 million pounds to go. He can sign a midfielder for like 80 million pounds in the class or category of Frankie de Jong, meaning that we'll be left with 80 million pounds. Then he goes in for a right back, like for 30 million pounds. So he can sign in like 6 players. 6 players. When he signs in 6 players, that means we'll be having almost a competent player competing with the other in every position. Those are 22 quality players for the club of Manchester United. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. It has always been nice having you on this channel. Sebunya, thank you for being here. Umar, Lucky, Ethan, Tokzi A, then Jata, thank you for being in. Gordon Muhwezi, who else? Joshua Oloyede, Ainom Gishawili, then Ali Guma, it has been nice having you here, and Mazabuka, thank you for watching in from Zambia. Wamani Sam, always nice having you on this channel, guys. I sign out for now, guys. See you later, and let's get in touch later as we talk more United news. I'm out. See you later. I hand you over to the Omato to protect you abundantly. Rock and David is my name. United Matters channel is the YouTube channel. Bye-bye, guys.